Alright, welcome to Season 2, Race 16 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode with Jaguar Racing F1 team. And here we are at Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix. So this has been an interesting race weekend for me, as I have the championship standings up here in front of me. The practices did not go very well. For whatever reason, the car... Now, to be fair, I was going on somewhat worn engine components, but not totally worn. I mean, they're all still green. You know, 32%, 37, 32, 52, 31, and 26. As I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yes, so the engine components weren't that worn. Weren't really worn at all. Well, they are worn, but not to the point where they're getting to yellow, or red, or orange, or whatever. But the practice programs, for whatever reason, they did not go too well for me. The only practice program I passed was the track acclimatization program. All the other ones I failed. Which was sort of funny how that went. Especially FP3, because at FP3 I did the qualifying practice program, qualifying sim program. I failed, yet I still got the fastest time in FP3. And then when I did qualifying just now, which was in the wet, I got P2 and I was on pole for the majority of the lap until basically like the final couple corners where Hamilton got me at the very end. So yeah, I'm not sure what the deal was with practice. It just didn't come together for me. But qualifying, everything, qualifying went nothing short of stellar. I mean, only could have done one position better. I mean, front row is still where you want to be. So yeah, not really sure what the potential problem was. Yeah, we'll just move forward, I guess. Going to be needing to make an upgrade very soon here. There is an engine upgrade coming from Renault, which I'm not sure if that's going to be before or after the Russian Grand Prix. Just trying to decide what I want to go with here. I think I'll go with another. Go with another engine upgrade. We'll go with the fuel flow. And I'll come in just in time for the Japanese Grand Prix. And I think for the rest of the season, I think I'm going to do one more upgrade on the aerodynamic side, and one more upgrade on the chassis side. And then I think we're going to be good for the rest of the year, and then we'll just, I guess, save up resource points for the start of Season 3. So everything's good there. Nothing much else going on here. So, let's go on straight to the Singapore Grand Prix.
Against the spectacular backdrop of the Singapore skyline, Formula One returns once again to do battle in what tends to become something of an endurance race, with the notorious sauna-like temperatures in the cockpit making for an extremely physically challenging Grand Prix. It's a 3.1-mile lap here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit, with 47% taken at full throttle. It's hot, humid and bumpy around the 13 lefts and the 10 rights of mostly slow corners, but we should see speeds of up to 200 miles per hour along the Raffles Boulevard. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. They come into this race with a healthy championship lead. I don't want to say the title race is over, but surely it's going to take something special or catastrophic to change the outcome at this point.
Certainly there are worse positions to be in, but it's vital they don't let complacency creep in. As soon as you let yourself think it's over before it actually is, that's where everything can and often will go wrong.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and the owner driver alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Magnussen, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Vettel, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Albon, and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Norris, Sergio Perez, and Gasly, Kvyat, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Roman Grosjean, Russell, Latifi, De Vries, and Tatiana Calderon. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Jeff here, just a quick radio check. Can you hear me? Right, we're hoping for another podium this weekend. Let's go out there and get a result.
Alright, just checking something here before we start. Alright, so we are starting on mediums. The one-stop strategy. Again, of course, it did rain in qualifying, so that meant free choice of tire. So I don't think we'll see any wacky strategies in this race. I think everyone will be going on to the medium tires to start. Let's see.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Very interesting. So not everyone went for mediums. Actually, a decent chunk of the field starting on soft tires. We got who you got? Magnussen, Bottas, Vettel, Ricardo, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Perez, Gasly. Yeah, most of the field is starting on soft tires, which is kind of surprising. I thought it would be more pretty much everyone straight down the line would be going with medium tires, making an easy one-stop, but apparently that's not the case.
The drivers we're fighting here are Hamilton and Verstappen. No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Let's see, no rain expected for this race. The key for us is going to be getting a good start. See if we can get by Hamilton. Then maybe if the opportunity arises, we'll let our teammate go, just so that we're not holding him up, because I feel like, you know, he's probably going to be
stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
I would imagine everyone on softs is going for a two-stop. I mean, you can do a one-stop here for sure. I proved that in Season 1, going from soft to hard. But I don't think the AI is going to go for that. Unless their tire wear is vastly improved. Here we go, lining up for the start. About to be more straightforward, but the strategies say otherwise. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how the medium tires runners, myself included, do against the soft tire runners. And it should be interesting for me because obviously I went soft to hard last time.
Be ready with the clutch.
So this is my first time under race conditions at Singapore on this game with the medium tire. We'll see what we can do. Alright, 5 red lights. Singapore Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we go. Great start for us. We got that start we wanted by Hamilton on the inside into turn 1. And I completely just forgot that there was a first turn. That was my bad. A teammate on the outside, but he's got the better tires, and there he goes, Kevin Magnussen into P2. He is down and away. And Magnussen's gonna have to make the most of these soft tires. He knows he's gonna have to pit before I do. I think we're gonna end up letting our teammate go here. Once I find the perfect opportunity, I'll let him go. I'll lead the first lap, then I'll probably let him go. go. There goes Magnussen into the lead. Not going to fight him that hard. We know he's on an alternate strategy, so pretty easy decision for me to let him go. Especially if he is going to if he will end up doing the 2-stop.
We think the car behind might be struggling with fuel issues. See if you can increase the gap.
Of course, our position in the championship is such that we can afford to, or at least I can afford to, do something like let my teammate go. It's not like I'm in danger of losing the championship lead, though we are close in the constructor. Check the wall that first time. Hit the wall coming off that corner. Not ideal.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Looks like they're going to get their fire here in a second from Hamilton and Bottas. See if we can defend. We're going to be good this time. Closing in. The move. Can't make it stick though. Around the final corner. We maintain P2. Uh-oh, somebody's got a problem. Is it Hamilton? Ooh. Hit the wall. Did reliability strike the Mercedes once again?
Green flag. Right, some information on Hamilton. They are out of the race.
Oh man, Lewis Hamilton out of the Grand Prix. Pulls it off. The man who started on pole already out of the race, not even 4 laps in. Man, I don't know what it is, but the reliability on Hamilton's car this year has not been good. This is his, I think, his 4th retirement of the entire season. And this is race 16. So that means he's pretty much, at this point in the season, he's retired due to mechanical failure 25% of the races he's participated in. So, obviously some serious problems with that Mercedes car, at least on Hamilton's side. And again, goes to the point I made in previous races. This year, you know, season 1, I should say, it was Bottas who was having all the mechanical problems. And now this year it's Hamilton. So funny how that's swapped the other way with the Mercedes guys. Now I got Bottas behind me, and he's another guy that's on soft tires. And this next phase of the race is going to be interesting because if Hamilton was still in, I was imagining that the battle for the win was probably going to come down to me and Hamilton if the guys on softs are all indeed doing 2 stops. Like I think they are. If they do, now that Hamilton's out, my closest competition for the potential win of the race will be Max Verstappen, and he's getting held up by Daniel Ricciardo, whose soft tires, I'm sure, are going off the cliff at this point, or starting to get there. He's 4 seconds behind. So in theory, I have a big gap to the hypothetical second place car right now. Of course, the safety car has the potential to change everything, so see how it all plays out. I actually was kind of surprised that we didn't get a safety car for Hamilton, but I guess he was far enough off track that it wasn't needed.
Okay, the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10.
Bottas right behind me. He's gonna make a move. We get a good run off the corner. And we just managed to hold him off. Now, if I recall the strategy selection correctly at the start, I believe it said that pit stops for soft tire runners would be around lap 7 or 8. So I would suspect that all those guys are going to be coming into the pits very shortly. Either maybe early on lap 6 or on the next lap or on the next 2 laps.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
And one car is diving into the pits already. Looks like one of the AlphaTauris. Let's take a look at who that is. It's either Gasly or Kvyat. It's Gasly. in on the softs, and he's going for mediums. That tells me soft tire runners are pitting this time or the next lap, or the lap after that, I should say. And we'll see where they are in relation to the medium tire starters. But once these guys stop, we're going to have about a 6-second lead over Max Verstappen in second place. Kevin Magnussen, our teammate, continues to lead the way. And here comes our teammate. He is into the pits. And I presume Bottas will follow him in.
Kevin is in the pits.
Looks like my teammate is going to come out behind one of the Williams cars. Now let me see what these guys decided to go for here. Magnussen goes on to mediums, Bottas on to mediums. Daniel Ricciardo, unfortunate. He has to change, not only coming in to change tires, but he's changing a front wing on his car. He's going to lose a ton of spots. Well, yeah, he's going to lose spots to the Ferrari of Vettel, who's on to mediums, and to Sainz, who's also going to be on mediums. And everyone else is also going for mediums. Yep, so everyone came in, pretty much went soft to medium. And Magnussen's going to come out behind Nicholas Latifi. So, in terms of the medium tire runners, you have Nick De Vries, George Russell, Roman Grosjean, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll. He might be trying a one-stop potentially to go from soft to hard, or it could just be waiting a lap because Verstappen or because his teammate Perez is into the pits. Same could be said for Lando Norris. They have Esteban Ocon, Leclerc might be staying out for another lap. So I know for sure. I think if everything goes out the way I think it does, and the guys who stayed out on softs are going to pit this time, the running order will be myself, Verstappen, Albon, who, by the way, the Red Bulls had a much better qualifying, which makes sense considering that this track is more suited to their car. But Verstappen will be second, Albon will be third, Ocon will be fourth, Grosjean will be fifth, Russell will be sixth, and Nick De Vries will be seventh. So Haas could be in with an opportunity to score points in this race. Let's see if that pans out for them. Our pit stop predictor has us coming in at lap 12. We'll see how the tire wear is.
Right, we think the car behind might start to have fuel management issues. Let's see if we can use this to our advantage over the next few laps. Gap to teammate behind is 17.7 seconds.
Like I thought, some of those people who hadn't stopped yet, who were on the softs, do come into the pits now. Actually, I'll use this opportunity to do a quick save. And I also have to send a text. Okay. Current tire we're sitting about... not too bad, actually. Not too bad. We'll see it. We'll see where it is by lap 12. See how far Botas is behind us compared to us.
They're in 9th.
Oh, that wasn't very useful. It didn't tell me how far behind us they are.
You're leading the pack. P1 Verstappen is behind you. The gap behind us is 4.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 23 laps to go.
Actually, Verstappen...
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
closing the gap to us a little bit. It was close to over 4.5 seconds. Now it's down just to about 3.5 seconds, so... Verstappen finding some pace late in this stint on the mediums. There's Valtteri Bottas, sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Just hit the wall.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
Oh yeah, Verstappen he's on a charge right now. He might get us here. Now it's down to less than 2 seconds. What's funny is that I'm running Rich Mix, I got the ERS on. Man, he's on a... Verstappen is going somewhere right now. Driving it like he stole it, as they like to say. Yeah, Verstappen's on a mission. He's flying. Not sure if it's me just going slow, but... Alright, I'll be right back. Actually, just have to take care of something real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to take care of something, but we're all good. Adjust my headset here. Alright, now we're good. Anyway, back to the race. And Verstappen is closing and closing fast. Albon's not that far behind.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy. Box. We're coming in this lap.
Right,
we're leading our teammate by 12.1 seconds.
It's open. Our tire wear is still not that bad. I think we can go a little further, to be honest. And remember, we're still far ahead of the guys who are definitely going to have to stop again. The guys started on stop, so even if we lose out, we're not going to lose out by much. Verstappen is right up our tail here. Looked for a move, couldn't get it. He's gonna have DRS. Get the better traction out of the corner. Running a little wide there. Uh-oh. Somebody's got a problem as Verstappen goes to the outside. Albon pulls up. Albon's out of the race.
Some information on Albon. They're retiring from the race.
Albon was running third, and now he's out of the Singapore Grand Prix. Cars from some of the top teams in F1 have DNFs even before the halfway point of this race. No safety car. Albon is out of the way. As the fight with Verstappen continues on. Timer is still looking good. We can go. I think my plan now is to stop at lap 15. And Verstappen into the pits now. For what will presumably be a set of hard tires. Yep, Verstappen goes onto the hards, and that'll be his last pit stop of the race.
The car behind has newer tyres. Car behind on newer tyres.
Now Kevin Magnussen is the car back behind us. Our teammate. Okay, so we're going to go to lap 15. The time where it is still pretty good on this car, or on this set. Then we'll come in for the hard tires. I think this time by is going to be the lap to come in because our teammate's closing up on us pretty fast. I don't want to hold him up that much.
right, come in at the end of this lap. Copy that. Parts for next box. Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Making sure the guys, boys in the pits are ready for me. I think I'm right just in time. Our teammate Kevin Magnuson is right there behind us. Here we come into the pits. Should be interesting to see where we come out compared to Max Verstappen, who finished 2 laps before us.
Go now.
So it looks like we're just going to beat Verstappen out of the pits. Not a good pit exit, but we do come out ahead of Verstappen. And that is our final pit stop of the race.
We're sat in P12, Stroll ahead, they're on old mediums, Verstappen behind, the gap to the car behind is 21.9 seconds, they're on fresh hards, the distance to the leader is 4.2 seconds. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound, 16 laps to go.
Well, that wasn't accurate.
There's static over the radio, say again. Gap to teammate ahead is 25.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in first. The time last lap was a 1 minute 42.6.
Yeah, our teammate would be so far ahead of us that he might jump us in the pits on the second stop.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Definitely closing on the guys in front of us, but it's happening pretty slowly. should be set. Everyone in front of us. I should say, we are the current leaders of the one-stop first. So everyone in front of us has to pit again. And just as I say that, Pierre Gasly, who was the first stock tire runner to pit, comes into the pits. So that tells me that these guys will be coming in within the next lap or two. I guess it's a good thing that we haven't really caught this pack in front of us. If we were right behind them, they would be holding us up a lot.
Currently P11, we're currently P11. Stroll is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 2.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. Verstappen is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh hards. Okay, gap to leader, 25.5 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 14 laps to go. The gap to the car ahead is 1.5 seconds.
Not close enough to be a DRS range, but we are closing on the pack of cars in front of us. And one thing I've learned is that the medium tires definitely went a lot farther than I was expecting. And I did about 15 laps, I could have done a couple more. But I don't think, I don't think that the medium tires were good enough that I could have stretched it to say lap 22, 23, 24 and gone on to a set of soft tires. I don't think the medium tires were that good, or good enough to go that far. So that's why, again, I'm still thinking that these guys in front of us are all going to be pitting again. Within the next few laps.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
And just as I say that, here comes our teammate Magnussen into the pits.
Kevin is in for his stop.
Where he comes out in comparison to us, I have a feeling he's going to jump us. Or, I guess, stay ahead of us is a more appropriate term. Oh, it's going to be close. There's Magnussen. He's going to get caught behind this traffic here. And we're going to be right alongside him. Yeah, there we are. We're right there. Inside of our teammate. Oh, but those fresh soft, or fresh mediums, just too good. But then again, he is stuck behind Stroll and Norris, so if we're gonna get him, we're gonna get our teammate. It has to be right now before those guys in front of us come in. Side of our teammate. The fight for the lead. Station, but we go to the outside. side by side. Ooh, this is really tight. I don't think we're supposed to go too wide through here. Ooh, fight. Ooh, close. Get the lead for now, but Magnussen is still there. He's got Max Verstappen right behind him. What a battle for the win of the race this turned out to be. No team orders here, just a straight fight for the win to the finish. Do our best we can to hold off Magnussen. And don't forget, Max Verstappen is right there too. Our teammate tooth and nail for that position, and somehow we've been able to hold on. Wide to that corner. Now Verstappen's starting to fall back a little bit. Kind of weird to say, but I think Magnussen might be pushing us along. As we go wide, Magnussen dives to the inside through that hairpin. We've got DRS is going to be on the outside. Braking hard. Magnussen's there. Oh, and he gets the... Can we get him back? Ooh, no, we can't. Our teammate is through, and he is gone. Had a good fight for the lead, but ultimately those medium tires, those fresh medium tires are going to prevail. And there he goes. Off into the distance. We did some more training coming into this weekend, from what I can remember, and he was up to 91 driver rating, and now it's really showing off for him right now. Giovinazzi sets the fastest lap all the way back in T18. Well, that's going to do nobody any good. He's not in the top 10. Take a look at the updated running order in just a second. I want to get to a good spot where I'm going to pause. Now Magnussen sets the fastest lap of the race.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
I don't think we're getting that much on Verstappen. Anyway, we'll do a save here. And while we do that, or after we do that, we'll do a quick check of the running order. So, Magnussen leads the way. We're second. Verstappen is third. Esteban Ocon is in fourth. Bottas is jumped to P5, which will not be good for the Constructors' Championship for Mercedes, along with the fact that Hamilton's out of the race. Romain Grosjean doing wonders in P6, and Alfa Romeo. Vettel is in P7. George Russell dragging, or not dragging, but I guess using that pit strategy to get that Haas up to P8. Gasly in P9, and Carlos Sainz in P10. like Russell in 8 is the guy that's really holding up the rest of the midfield.
Next car is 4 seconds ahead. 4 seconds. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Check something real quick. Alright, got about 6 laps to go this time by. As we attempt to maintain a 1-2 position for Jaguar. I guess the only other thing that's sort of interesting to note is that you would think that by now, you know, Bottas is behind a Renault, and Vettel and the Ferrari is behind an Alfa Romeo, and then you got George Russell holding up the rest of the midfield. You think that those other cars would have been able to get by now, but no, that's not the case. Ocon continues to hold up Bottas. Grosjean continues to hold up Vettel. And Russell continues to hold up everyone else behind him.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We're just managing to keep the distance to Verstappen to keep him out of the DRS range. I think we're actually even gaining a little bit on Verstappen. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. gap to Verstappen is now about 2 seconds. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Sebastian Vettel's finally gotten by Roman Grosjean. Though I don't think either guy's going to be rising or falling much further. Grosjean saved P7, and I don't think Ricardo's going to be Vettel's going to be catching Bottas for P5. 2 laps to go.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race.
Well, he didn't necessarily start the season strong, but now that the car is upgraded and his stats are up, Magnussen's in a much better place as he comes around the final corner. Our teammate Kevin Magnussen gets his first career Formula One victory. We hold on, which it looks like we will. It's going to be a 1-2 for Jaguar Racing F1 team on the streets of Singapore.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Grosjean gets driver of the day.
It's never easy to make it across the finish line here in Singapore, but they've done so with some style here today to take a remarkable victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the
Good
field.
result for Ocon, P5.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
There we go, celebrating with our teammate. after a great 1-2 finish.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. And the championship leaders secured more points today, pushing their lead out even further at the top of the standings. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant? It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So there you go, that was the Singapore Grand Prix. A couple disappointing DNFs. Of course, Hamilton was running, looks like, for a while there, third place was cursed. Hamilton was running third and then retired after lap 4. And then close to the halfway point, and especially disappointing for Hamilton, because he started on pole. And then close to halfway, Alexander Albon was running in third, and he also retired from the race with mechanical problems. So, very, very unlucky for those two. Elsewhere, Ricciardo not able to overcome that wing change. Leclerc, 8th to 13th, not a good result. Not a good result from the racing points, although they did start outside of the points, but they weren't able to get any further up. Good jobs by Gasly, who essentially got into the points by hitting a lap or two before everyone else on the two-stop strategy. So that's how he got up there. And then Grosjean and Russell taking their Alfa Romeo and Haas cars respectively to good results inside the top 10. Championship standings, the big news. Jaguar Racing F1 team overtakes Mercedes for the lead in the Constructors' Championship. Only 15 points. Still a lot of racing left to go, so we'll see where that goes. No other movement. Red Bull and Ferrari still remain pretty close in the Constructors' standings. Racing Point sort of all by themselves at this point. I mean, Renault's not that far behind, but McLaren gapping AlphaTauri a little bit, Alfa Romeo getting some points, and Haas getting some points. Championship standing wise, a lot of movement. Kevin Magnussen, actually it was mainly due to Kevin Magnussen's win, because I talked about how basically 6th through 10th was very volatile with everyone so close, and and you can just see right here, Kevin Magnussen goes from, I think, 11th before the race up to 6th. And that's what a win can do. He's now tied with Ricciardo at 100 points. And just look at this. Just go down looking through the remaining points runners. Russell and Grosjean don't gain much, even though they scored some points. Yeah, just look at that top or 6th through 11th. You got Magnussen and Ricciardo on 100 points. Albon and Perez are tied. And they're only 7 points behind those guys. And then Stroll's only 8 points behind with 92. And then Vettel, who's now in 11th, is only 10 points behind Magnussen. So, like I said, 6th through 11th, that's 6 spots, all very, very close together. Basically, 6 drivers within 10 points of each other. So that's going to be an interesting midfield fight to follow. And as you can see, it's still very volatile. As for us, we're pretty much continuing to close in on clinching the Drivers' Championship. 90 points ahead of Bottas, 91 ahead of Hamilton. At this rate, we could clinch. I think we could clinch the championship in Japan because Russia is the next race, and then after that's Japan. But if things continue to go our way, we could clinch this title by Japan. Because once we're after Japan, if we're more than 100 points ahead with 4 races to go, it's over. Oops. Sorry about that. Pressed the button by mistake. But pressing buttons by mistake, that happens sometimes. Well, that is the Singapore Grand Prix. A very good weekend. Didn't look like it on our end through the practice programs, but we got there in the race.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. It's looking like the championship is already won. Do you think there's still time for this to change?
Even though it's pretty certain, I'm saying it's not over until I have the trophy in my hands.
Your team secured the top 2 positions. Is it safe to say you're a winning combination?
I'll say that.
Your teammate took the #1 spot. Does that make you happy or jealous?
I'll say, of course, I'm happy for him. A win for them is a win for the team.
A podium finish for your teammate. Will you be celebrating with them tonight?
I'll compliment the... I think it was our aero that really helped us through that race, Singapore. So I'll compliment the aero department.
Appreciate your time.
Easily leading the rivalry over Bottas. $935,000 coming in with the bonuses. $52,000 the base payouts. 18.1 million is our new total. So everything is looking up for Jaguar Racing F1 team right now. I think we'll continue to build up the team acclaim. We'll do a sponsor event. Activity timeline. Facility-wise, not making anything right now. R&D, we've got the power. We get the aerodynamics upgrade, which should be in for Russia if everything goes well. And yeah, so we'll do that and move forward from there. Checking the salaries. Everything, still no announcement regarding Sebastian Vettel's retirement, which I'm expecting to come at any point now. So let us advance the timeline. And the part comes in just fine. And that's it for this race weekend, and I will see you next time for the Russian Grand Prix.